Engineer Gold Mines is focused on the exploration and development of the historic high-grade Engineer Gold Mine situated 32 kilometers southwest of Atlin, British Columbia. Engineer Gold Mines is fully permitted for surface and underground exploration with the 2019 drill program now underway. Engineer Gold Mines Limited trades on the TSX Venture Exchange, symbol EAU. For more information, please visit us at engineergoldmines.com.
You're listening to HowStreet.com radio, available online at TalkDigitalNetwork.com. Welcome to HowStreet.com radio, the online source for market opinions. Here is Jim Goddard.
My guest is market historian Bob Hoye. He's the chief investment strategist for chartsandmarkets.com. Welcome back to the show, Bob.
Yeah, hi, Jim. Here we are, Friday, and it's been a fascinating week in the market.
Black Friday in shopping malls apparently around the world now. The phenomena used to be just in the U.S. after Thanksgiving, but now we've all picked it up. And hopefully everybody has a profitable week because it's not just one day now.
The Black Friday, it refers to most of the year retail businesses operate at a loss or in the red. And if you have a big sales day like they get with the U.S. Thanksgiving, they're in the black. So it's not a dreadful type of black. It's a good type of black. So and then it, I don't know when, maybe not so long ago, 7 or 8 years ago, drifted into Canada, and then now it's everywhere. So, but I don't bother. Why go out for special bargains? Who needs anything? So,
well, I'm getting a pair of shorts on Black Friday special today. So
on sale.
Already set aside, but yeah, so I can get the sales price.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, only in Vancouver do you buy shorts in November.
Yes.
Bob, as usual, we have some listener questions we'd like to get to right off the top. We have Frank in the Netherlands asking about inverted yield curves. And he's referring to the Australian economy, if it's a warning for them, but are inverted, why can't I say it? Yes, inverted yield curves important for predicting anybody's economic future?
Yeah, well, it's Frank is also wondering that the yield U.S. curve is moved back away from the warning. Yeah, it's no longer inverted. And inverted is when short rates are higher than long rates. And so this is where some people, analysts who are aware of the yield curve, are now thinking because it's no longer inverted, it's no longer a problem. But that's not the case. I got the yield curve back to, I think it's 1857, but 1860 for sure, which includes many business cycles and including some great bubbles. 1873, 1929 are two of the early ones. And the rule is that if the curve inverts, you have a recession. And so, and yeah, but in each of those instances where the curve inverts, it only does it for a little while, and it's a characteristic of the money market where there's a certain kind of speculator borrowing short and lending long, and then getting on the wrong side. So very powerful speculative forces at work. So the yield curve has given its signal, and because it's now away from being inverted, it doesn't diminish the warning at all. And then, as Frank notes, that the yield curve in Canada is still inverted. So all you can say is that's the way it's working, and it has the same warning. It's a credit cycle thing that's built into the credit markets, and once it turns, you get, it's an indelible item, and you can't get rid of it. So we take it as a warning on a developing or pending contraction, and that contraction would be in business activity as well as the amount of credit outstanding. So it's going to be interesting. And thanks for the question.
Yeah, and my apologies to Frank. I said Netherlands. I meant to say Belgium.
Yeah.
I don't know. Before the coffee kicks in, Bob, you know what kind of problems you can have. We also have a question from Portland, Oregon, from Wilson Young, and he wants to know if new government accounting loopholes will keep the bubble from bursting.
Whoa, yeah, Wilson, it's a good question.
The government credit bubble.
And and thanks for the links, because otherwise you have to look up these FASB things and stuff. This one's straightforward. In the 1929 boom was a huge one, and the crash was severe. And at that time, policymakers and bankers and whatnot knew that the depression was caused by the boom. So then they formed the Securities and Exchange Commission, and that was then to get proper into the system. And they felt that with straight up honest accounting, there would be less opportunity for promotion and fraud. But it doesn't matter. And then the other part of the formation of the SEC was that its policing function, and one of the politicians behind it, he boasted that it would put a cop at the corner of Wall and Broad Street, and that would also prevent malfeasance. But then you had the case in the 2007 bubble where, what was the guy's name? Madoff had some Ponzi scheme that was going into the billions of dollars, and there were analysts who saw it and went to the Fed and said, hey, this is fake, and the Fed didn't do anything about it. So then you had the 2007 bubble and a crash from that. So the SEC and all its accounting were unable to do what it was proposed to do. And then when you come into even fancier accounting rules, such as this FASB, it doesn't make any difference. When an account gets offside and highly margined, and the prices turn down, then the power shifts over to the margin clerk. So, Wilson, it was a good question, but I think the old game of greed, leverage, and then fear really run the extremes in the financial markets.
We'll have more with Bob Hoye right after the break.
Cypress Development Corp is developing a world-class lithium resource in the heart of Clayton Valley, Nevada. The size of the resource makes the Clayton Valley project a premier asset with the potential to impact the future of lithium supply. Cypress Development Corp trades on the TSX Venture Exchange, symbol CYP, the OTCQB, symbol CYDVF, and on Frankfurt, symbol C1Z1. For more information, please visit our website, cypressdevelopmentcorp.com.
Media recognition from Bloomberg, Reuters, Recycling Trade Publications. Patented process for 100% recovery of critical metals, including cobalt, lithium, nickel, manganese, aluminum. American Manganese is focused on recycling lithium-ion batteries for electric vehicles. American Manganese trades on the TSX Venture, AMY, the US, AMYZF, and Frankfurt 2AM. For more information, visit AmericanManganeseInc.com or phone me, Larry Ray, at 778-574-4444.
Welcome back. We're speaking with Bob Hoye. Bob, personal loans are up more than 10% over the past year. The last time we saw this phenomena was just before the last big crash in 2007.
Yeah, again, it's people very confident that they can use borrowed money for buying houses, buying cars, speculating in stocks, the whole game. And you have to recognize that when it's as dynamic as it was in the boom that completed in 2007, you got to pay attention to it. And this is one of the inevitabilities: is that a big rush to expand credit is always followed by a contraction of credit. So nothing we can do about it but watch it. And as in our case here, Jim, we sort of a reporting function here as well. So you got a noteworthy headline and then a comment on it, and it's not healthy.
Another headline, over 13% of China's lower-rated banks are highly risky, and that's according to the Chinese Central Bank. Do you think the problem could be a lot bigger than that if they're admitting to 13%?
Oh, yeah, I think you could be right there. Also, this is a moving target. Like one of the crashes in England, maybe 1825 after that bubble, the Bank of England was moving to rescue then the largest broker in London. And by the time they did all their homework, got all the accounts in front of them, it was gone. It was too late. You couldn't do anything about it. It happens pretty fast when the prices go down. So this is what we do, is advise that there's great valuations, and but these valuations go down, leaving a whole mess of credit out there. So, hey, all it does is repeat and repeat.
We'll have more with Bob Hoye right after this.
Avon Resources Limited is a gold exploration company with significant projects in British Columbia and the Yukon. Trading on the TSX Venture Exchange, symbol ABN, and the OTCQB, symbol ABNAF. Surrounded by world-class gold deposits and mines, Avon's 23,000 hectares Forest Kerr Gold Project is located in the heart of the Golden Triangle in northwestern BC. For more information, visit us at avonresources.com.
Don't miss out. Stay informed. Receive the HowStreet.com weekly recap with thought-provoking podcasts, radio, and articles delivered to your inbox. Sign up for the HowStreet.com weekly recap on our homepage at HowStreet.com.
Welcome back. We're speaking with Bob Hoye. Bob, a headline you noticed, people are piling in to subprime car loans because they're looking for higher yields. Are they setting themselves up for a big disappointment?
Yeah, that's another part of it. Yeah, first of all, you got the public still buying cars and even used cars, and then there's a whole industry set up to provide loans for that side, and it's running to the limit as well. And then there's also the one I liked is that we can wrap up our headlines with is the from Bloomberg's the other day. Can the Fed slowly deflate the credit bubble? And I like that one because a few months ago I started to write a little essay on it, and it was that bubbles don't fall in half. And you've got examples from 1720 with the South Sea bubble, where the key stock rallied from a base of £100 up to £1,000, and then all the way back down to the 100. And then in 1929, Radio Corp of America, RCA, a huge stock then, one of the favorites. And as a matter of fact, the Kennedy family, Joe Kennedy, that was one of the items that made him a fortune, was Radio Corp. And all the way up and then all the way back down. And whether you're looking at stocks or gold in 1980, all the way up and all the way down, we call it the round trip. So it's a phenomenon that comes along, and maybe in a year and a half, 2 years, you run something from £100 up to £1,000, and then all the way back down again. And so the answer to that one is, can the Fed slowly deflate the credit bubble? Throughout all these great bubbles, you've had a senior central bank, Bank of England, and then more recently, the Federal Reserve is the senior central bank, and to answer the headline question, there's no evidence in history of the senior central bank ever deflating a bubble gently. So, and all we can do is watch it as it happens. And the central bankers really, truly are at the mercy of the speculative markets. And I think the next year is going to be fascinating.
Bob, thank you so much for chatting with us.
Well, Jim, good to be with you, and we look forward to talking again next Friday.
My guest has been market historian Bob Hoye. He's the chief investment strategist for chartsandmarkets.com. If you have any questions for Bob, you can send them to info@howstreet.com. Our YouTube channel is Talk Digital Network. Find us on Twitter @HowStreet. We're also on Facebook. I'm Jim Goddard. Thank you for listening.
Comments made on HowStreet.com radio are an expression of opinion only and should not be construed in any matter whatsoever as recommendations to buy or sell any financial instrument at any time. Available online at TalkDigitalNetwork.com. HowStreet.com radio is a production of HowStreet Media Incorporated.